Welcome to the Entrepreneur's Odyssey, the podcast where we explore the highs and the lows of entrepreneurship, featuring the bold and the brave who dare to dream. Every episode, we dive deep into the strategies that work, the challenges that teach, and the moments that change everything. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, these are the insights and experiences you need to fuel your own Odyssey.
Hi, I'm Brandon Moore, and this is another episode of the Entrepreneur's Odyssey. I'm really happy for you guys to be here and watch this. I appreciate your comments and your shares and any questions that you might have. I'd love to answer those. Please put a comment in the comment boxes or whatever it is that on social media you might do. Send up a solar flare or something, smoke signal, whatever you need to do to get our attention so that we can answer those questions. Our purpose with this podcast is to help business owners. I've said before that one of the scariest things about being in business is feeling like you're by yourself, like you don't have any advisors, you don't have anybody to turn to. And a lot of times when you get started, anybody that could help you in your business is going to charge you a fee, and so sometimes those fees are definitely worth it. They're worth the money to pay into invest in your business, but at the same time, at the beginning of business, you may not have the capital to be able to do. Hopefully, these episodes will help you. Today, I want to talk about, and it was similar to a discussion that we had a few weeks ago on the sales being an advisor versus being transactional. This time we're going to talk about leadership, and that you can be a transactional leader or a transformational leader. Steve Jobs, I don't really care for him overall, but he said some cool stuff. I'm not a huge fan of Apple. Yes, I have an iPhone. I'm looking at an iPad. They have great products most of the time, but they do listen to me, and I don't like that when I don't want them to listen. But also, Steve said, it doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people and let them tell us what to do. And I believe that with my core, that when you as a leader are taking a command and control mentality towards your employees, towards your staff, it really is transactional. And there are times for transactional leadership, like in the military, you've got to have your team, the rank and file, do what you say. Yes. But as people grow in their rank, it changes a little bit. If you look at some of the material that's out there on leadership, you're going to find a whole bunch of people that are former military that will tell you all about how leadership dynamic changes as you grow in your rank and how the expectation changes as well. But really, when you have a team of people directing an organization, when you're at the head of the organization and you've hired a team, and what's really can be detrimental to the growth of your organization is if that team can't move without you having a say. And that can be really, really detrimental to your organization. It's going to place a lid on how much your organization can grow. If you're in the mentality that you have to dictate everything to your team for them to move, it's going to put a limitation on your organization. Now, I love the coaching leadership method of managing your organization, because when you are able to coach up your leadership and coach them through leading their teams, you're going to have a lot better results. And how do you do that? When you meet together, you ask questions. You ask questions of what are we going to do this next project, and how are we going to do it? And you let the room just talk, and you allow, and if you see somebody who's having conflict with somebody else, you ask them questions about it. You ask them and really get that dynamic to where everybody feels that they can contribute.
Did you know that Brandon has written not one, not two, but 5 books? A few of them I have right here in front of me in the studio. And we want to invite you, go on Amazon, go to his website, brandonkmore.com, and find the book that best meets your needs today so you can dive in, get more behind like what exactly happened in Brandon's life. And specifically the E-Hero's Journey is one of my favorites because it actually gives you his full story of his process. It's actually very similar to why we named the podcast The Entrepreneur's Odyssey. I do want to encourage you to get the workbook that pairs with it because it gives you step-by-step information of how to begin this process if you are a new up-and-coming entrepreneur. Along with that, The Beginning of Wealth. Great book for those who are wanting to understand the framework of what it means to think like an entrepreneur and a businessman. Again, go to Amazon. If you do have one of our books, please leave a review on Amazon and our website. We so much appreciate the support for Brandon K. Moore. Thank you.
Now let's look at what the transactional leadership method and model. What are some characteristics of that model? You know, the characteristics of the transactional, they focus on structure, where your leadership is dependent upon your position, where, you know, John Maxwell says that's the lowest form of leadership. But a transactional model of leadership says I have authority because of my position, not because of the trust that you place in me. And so every leader should be trying to build trust with his people, build trust with his team so that they can move forward together with the organization. Also, the transactional is focused on rewards. You know, the reason for people, the motivation for people within the team is based on their personal reward. That's the radio station, IIFM. What's in it for me? That's not the best model to motivate your team. What else? It's also dependent, very, very dependent on a task oriented. You have people that have a set of tasks and they operate that set of tasks, but they don't go outside that. They don't do any more or they don't do any less. And a lot of times because, you know, the way the employees and the way people are, they will do less instead of doing more. So what's the transformational leadership style and model, the coaching method? It focuses on vision. It's where everybody is gathered together around the same goal and vision. It's where people are inspired to do something because what they want to see happen themselves, either individually or as a group. You're inspired to do more and grow because of the vision that the leader and the leadership is able to inspire in others. It's focused on change. How do we change properly? How do we change? You know, do we tear the Band-Aid off or do we do a slow, gradual change? It's focused on, you know, we are happy and content, but we're not satisfied. The transformational leadership is pushing toward people to be the best version of themselves, pushing the organization to be the best version of itself. And so the difference between a transactional and transformational leadership is night and day. You can see that with a transformational leader has to touch a person's heart. You have to connect with people individually. You have to serve your team. You have to serve them on how do I get them to become the best version of themselves? How do I get them to grow in the areas that are important to them? How do I get them to grow in their leadership? It's through inspiration. It's about responsibility as well. Transactional is about, like I said, about a set of tasks, whereas transformational, people assume the responsibility for their jobs, what they've been given. Why? Because they want to see the vision of the organization accomplished. When you have the same vision, when you're a part of that goal and that vision, it's not, it's 5 o'clock, so I need to go. It's, did I get done today what I was supposed to get done? Did I finish what was my responsibility today? It's a totally different mindset. It's not about the list of tasks that you have to do to get your paycheck. Is the organization moving forward because of something I've done? That's the difference. And just, you know, Steve Jobs, you know, he didn't come up with every invention, every toy that we carry around in our pockets. It wasn't him, but he facilitated a company and an organization where ideas could happen, ideas could flourish, and they had success doing it. So thanks again for coming or watching this episode of the Entrepreneur's Odyssey. I appreciate you. I hope that you will research and find out more about a coaching leadership method. Instead of being transactional, we'll focus on and be transformational to really capture the hearts of your people with your vision, your inspiration, and just that impartation that has to happen. Thanks again. I appreciate your likes and shares. Please tell us about how this episode has helped you.
Thank you for joining us on the Entrepreneur's Odyssey. We hope today's journey has left you inspired and ready to push the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Make sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Don't forget to rate and review us, and share this episode with someone who could use a little inspiration on their entrepreneurial journey. Join us for more insights and stories. Until then, keep chasing your dreams and write your own Odyssey.